everybody, and welcome to the 18th episode of the MyMuddlings podcast. I'm your host Julianne, and I'm recording here on the 12th of December 2016, and it's a pretty hot one today in Adelaide, which is where I live. It is, I think it was getting to a top of about 36 today. It's very sunny outside. Both the birds and Granger are inside today, just because I'm not going to have them out in the heat, because I'm a bit of a precious pet mummy. So you may get some interruptions from them. The birds may talk back to me at some stage, and Granger may shove his head in. So hopefully that's a welcome interruption, and it's not too annoying. As I said, it is pretty hot. We don't really have air conditioning here. I do have a fan going, and I really hope that you guys can't hear that. And if I can hear it, I can get rid of most of it. I might take my glasses off because I think I was getting quite a bit of shine. So now I might squint at you. And also because it's hot, I haven't bothered putting any makeup on. I just can't stand having makeup caked on my face when I'm hot and sweaty, and yeah, so there's all the disclaimers for the beginning for potential poor quality or, poor face. Hopefully it's not too offensive to anybody. But yeah, this should hopefully be pretty quick today. I don't have a ton to go through, and I kind of want it done quickly because I'm kind of really over the heat already, and it's barely started summer, so... Alright, let's get on to that. I have my show notes in front of me, but because I've taken my glasses off, I can't actually read them, so I might... I'll just pull them out, shall I? Doesn't matter if you can see them, right? Pretty much, housekeeping this week is only really to say that I'm going to take a short podcast leave, a short hiatus on the podcast, just over the Christmas period. So next week will be the last one. Which will be the 19th of December, will be the last one before the new year, and then I should be back on the 9th of January as my first one that I'm recording, so it'll be out on the 10th. Just because Simon will be off during those times, we'll be busy with going around, to see family and friends and things like that, so I thought rather than giving myself too much to try and deal with, especially because I don't deal with stress very well with my anxiety and depression, so I'm just trying to keep the stress levels down, and one less thing for me to do, although you guys do miss out on having my lovely presence with you for those, I think it's a couple of weeks. It's probably better for my mental health, and I'll come back raring to go on the 10th of January. Also the first week of January, my sister has been told that she is going to have a cesarean, which is quite early. We were expecting mid to late January. She's actually due in February, but her baby is at 32 weeks, I think, but is the size of a 35-week-old baby. So, yeah, the first week of January she will be having my new little niece, so that'll be exciting. I should be able to tell you a bit about it when I come back. I will still be on Instagram during that time, so as if you follow me, you know that I'm always kind of on there. I'm always trolling and trying to figure out things that I can put up there. So if you would like to keep up with me during those couple of weeks that I'm not podcasting, and if you haven't already, please go out and check my two Instagram accounts. There is @AnneOfJulie and also @MyMuddlings. So obviously one's my personal account, one is my shop account. So I'll get on to finished objects now, and I don't actually have it to show you because if you have been following my Vlogmas videos, you will have seen that yesterday was my sister's baby sprinkle, and I gave her all of her presents, and the last one that I had to finish was my dogwood blanket, which I have shared quite a bit on my Vlogmas videos and also on Instagram. And I have to say a big thank you to Shara from What Shara Made podcast for being my cheerleader. I was almost at the point where I was going to go, I'm not going to rush to get it finished before the baby sprinkle. I'll just get it done before the baby's born and that'll be fine. But Shara was there cheering me on, saying, come on, you can do it. So thank you, Shara, for that. I did get it done, and it's such a huge relief to have it done because that was a beast. It was huge. I didn't measure it, but it had, I think, nearly 400 grams of yarn in it because I did spin it worsted, so it's a little bit more dense than if I'd spun it in a woolen way. So that was my hand spun. I'll put a picture in at some stage during this of it's on Ravelry as well, just so you can kind of see what it looks like. So yes, that was my hand spun that I dyed the fibre of, and I used 693 yards in it, so it's fairly meaty. And I had all my squares done by Friday. I seamed them and did the border on Saturday, so my wrists absolutely hated me trying to work around the border of that nearly 400 gram blanket. I didn't have a ton of yarn left to do much of a border, so pretty much because I put all the stitches around each square onto crochet cotton just to hold the stitches open, and then I 3-needle bind off to do the seaming, and then I just picked up all the stitches. I knit a row with mitered increases in the corners, then I purled the next row, and then I pretty much just bound off the next row, and I think I had 7 grams left. I might even have it. That is all that I had left of my yarn, so there's 12 yards left there, I think. And this is probably going to make the start of a worsted weight corner to corner diagonal crochet blanket, because that's my new favourite thing. So that was my finished item, and of course this is the hand spun that I used for it. I dyed it in this sort of cornflowery blue. So yeah, I just used 5mm needles to knit that. I think if I was to knit the same sort of thickness yarn, I think this is probably, it's supposed to be worsted, but I think it's probably closer to an Aran, perhaps even a bulky weight in places. I probably would go up at least to a 5.5 because I was having a little bit of trouble on the 5mm needles. The reason I use the 5mm is because I bought multiple sets of generic circulars off eBay, and the sets only went up to 5mm, so I am very restricted with my 5.5mm needle supply. So I'm like, 5s will be fine, they'll be fine. So that's what I did, and I think next time if I was to do it again, I would go up a needle size. So that was my dogwood blanket, and that was a pattern by Tin Can Knits. And my works in progress are pretty much, other than one, things that you've already seen. And there go my show notes. The first one you can see here is my Project Peace cowl, and I think I'm about 13 repeats in, and this is being knit in my own hand-dyed yarn, and that is my fingering base with the Wisteria Arbor colourway. I do have another skein of it just here because I dyed up 2 at once, and I'm not sure that I'm going to need it because I haven't weighed this, so I don't actually know how much is in here. I might need to just break into the second one to be able to do my border. So, because I'm going to do, there's 3 options I think in the pattern, and what I'm going to do is I will do an I-cord decrease bind off. So I've got the I-cord around one end, and then you just pick up along your cast on edge and do the same on that side. So, I mean, the I-cord will probably chew up a fair amount, so I probably will end up breaking into the second skein. But yes, this is a very nice project. I'm enjoying it a lot. I'm loving my yarn. Is that bad to say? Tall poppy syndrome's in Australia. I'm loving this colour. I'm so pleased with this colourway, and yeah, it's just really, I've memorised the pattern. It's only a 4-row repeat. 2 of those rows are knit rounds, so yeah, I'm just really enjoying this, and it's kind of, if I want a bit of mindless knitting, it's just really nice to pick up, and you know, being the Project Peace cowl, it's very peaceful to work on, so I'm really happy with this, and it's going to be absolutely gorgeous for me to wear when winter rolls back around. So yep, that's how much I've used. That's my cowl. Getting on to the next things, I have been working on my diagonal crochet blanket. I can't remember exactly where I was up to last time, but I'm currently working on this one, which I'm kind of a bit torn about having this in my blanket, but I can't bear to throw it away. And I don't know if you're aware, but this was Fibro Fibers yarn, and there's been a big controversy about her Kickstarter, which I was actually a part of. I think it was, I put in the equivalent of about 120 Australian dollars into that Kickstarter, and Jen has disappeared with everybody's money. So I'm a bit about putting in this, but I'm putting it in because I like the teal, and I do have a few balls of her yarn still left in my stash, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them. But anyway, I don't want to say anything nasty, even though I might be thinking it. But yes, that's how much I have done of my blanket. And incidentally, seeing Jen's not around doing this anymore, maybe I should do it and try and earn back some of my money. How's that? Try and do a colour to black gradient yarn. Try and earn back my $120. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? Let's just move on. And the last whip that I have been working on is yet another vanilla sock, because I'm up to December in my knit-alongs. Woo! I'm so happy to not have to knit a pair of socks a month. I mean, I love my socks, but it's the thing where if you do something, even if you love it, you do it over and over and over again, and you have to do it. It's like it's an obligation. It's just like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But I'm up to December. This is my last pair. So this is just another pair of vanilla socks. I'm going to be putting the Fish Lips Kiss heel in there. And the yarn that I'm using is some Kathy's Fibers yarn, and this is the first time I've actually used her hand-dyed yarn. As you know, I'm a fan of her fibre. This is my first time using her yarn. So this is a BFL nylon blend, and the colour is Sea Anemone. So it's nice teal, sort of a creamy colour, a bit of grey. So yes, I thought that was very pretty. So that's pretty much all I've been working on. Apart from that blankets, because I haven't really had a chance to do anything other than the blanket. I cast these on the same day I finished that blanket. I'm like, I'm going to celebrate by casting on some socks. So this has got to be done by the end of December. So fingers crossed. Give me good vibes. So that's what I've been working on. I haven't been doing any spinning. Again, I'm at the point where my mind is willing, but my body is like, no, stuff you. Yeah, my mind is going, I want to do some spinning, but then I don't know whether it's a combination of the weather getting hotter because I don't like hot weather, or it's my mental health issues that I'm dealing with at the moment. It's still just too hard. It's all just a bit meh. So I haven't been doing any spinning. So I think that's pretty much it. The only thing that I have been doing is I did do some dyeing last week. Yes, so I did some dyeing last week, and that was in my vlog, if you're watching my vlogs. And that was to dye up my Knit Picks Bear in the Stroll Sport that I had for my Pomme de Pin cardigan. And I've now decided that that's going to be my Christmas Eve cast on, so I'm going to try and get a couple of these things done. The blanket obviously will not be done, but I'll try and get my cowl and my socks done by Christmas Eve so that I'm free to cast on my Pomme de Pin. So you'll probably recognise this colourway because it's like my favourite colourway. And this is my Wisteria Arbor colourway, same as what I'm doing the cowl in. And yes, this was interesting. I dyed them all up at once in 3 different pots. One of the pots was actually a lot smaller than the others. So that one has actually got quite a bit of white splashes in it that the others don't, and darker coloured splashes. So that's going to be interesting. I am going to be alternating skeins anyway because that was always my plan. So I guess I'll keep these two separated and split them into these other, because I had 6 to do, so these are pretty close, I reckon. They're not too bad. I mean, I've been comparing to my original, so I mean, I think it's pretty close. I think it's a fairly well repeatable colorway, so yeah, I was really pleased with those. So I did that the other day, shared that on my vlog, and I can probably go on to shop update now, because I don't think I have anything else really to talk about other than the dyeing. Yes, so my shop update, it's a small one again, because I'm cycling through at the moment. I did sew a little bag, which I actually forgot to bring in with me, but I'll pop some pictures in so that you can see. It was actually also on my vlog the other day when I was doing some bag sewing, but it's just a little bag with some trees on it, so I'll pop a photo in so you can see that. And I also do have some yarn, and these pink ones here, these is my colourway Blushing Rose. You can see I didn't do real well with the even dyeing the other day. There's so much more of the dark in that than in this one. So I guess when I list these, I'll have to say I have one dark skein, one light skein, and you can pick if you wish to purchase these. This colourway was really popular. I had such a great response to this colourway, so I thought I'd better dye up some more, because it actually sold before my shop update, because a very, very special podcast viewer and customer said, oh my goodness, I have to have that. So she purchased that without waiting for it to be listed. So I've dyed some more, and these will be up in the shop on Wednesday night. And the other is I've done 2 skeins of Kingfisher, and this was the colour that I created to dye my handspun and make my lock hat. So I've pretty much tried to scale up what I've done in this to work on full skeins, because this was 65 grams. So yes, I think I've done a pretty good job. It's a little bit lighter, as you can probably tell. I know blue is notoriously hard to photograph, but it's a little bit lighter, but I think I prefer that, maybe. Simon said that he preferred the new one that I've done, so this, I guess, going forward is my Kingfisher colourway. So these are 2 skeins of Aran, and they will be in the shop on Wednesday. I am still running my advent calendar sale over at the mymuddlings.etsy.com store, and I will be announcing all of the daily sales on my Instagram account, so if you're interested in seeing if you can score some awesome discounts on my stuff, head over and follow me on Instagram there. What else can I say? I'm thinking of either closing down my shop or just giving myself a holiday across probably from the end of the day 23rd of December through to I think it's the 3rd or the 4th, the first working day after New Year's. I might leave the shop open and just have an announcement that nothing will be shipped until that time. Alternatively, I might just shut down my shop for that time. So if there's anything that you liked in the shop that you want to be able to receive before I go on that break, then definitely head over there, and I will be shipping all the way up to the 23rd of December. And I think that's probably all I have to talk about today. I'm a little bit brain addled from the heat. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a little bit flustered, can't word. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I hope everyone has a really awesome week and you're not all too stressed with all of your Christmas preparations. And yes, so I hope you have a great week. Stay safe, don't stress, and I will see you all next week. Thank you for watching. Bye.